Hey guys, I just want to shout out my Discord real quick. I put a link in the description. Come join if you want to chat with me and some of my other viewers. Thanks. So this game wound up being a little bit unlucky. We're going to look at the replay file because I need to figure out what's been going on. The program I use is called Metal.tv, and there seems to be a bug where when I'm recording on Metal, sometimes I'll just randomly black screen for a couple seconds. I was having that happen for a while, and then I kind of isolated it to when I was recording with Metal. So we're playing here. We're playing Kassadin against Mel. It's a really good matchup because you can just kind of free farm endlessly. She doesn't have a lot of kill pressure on you as long as you're not too dumb. She can do a lot of harass and push you out of lane, which is a little bit annoying. There's also very low gank threat until post 6 because of Shyvana, but then even at 6, it doesn't really matter, you know. As long as you don't get hit by Mel's E, you can't get locked down and killed, really. So this is a pretty precarious situation right now. What's happening, and this is generally speaking the hardest point of any Kassadin lane, is the level 3 to 4 when your wave is pushing out and they try and freeze on you. So looking at the situation now, I mean, it depends on the jungle matchup and the matchup in mid lane. Here, I don't feel a tremendous amount of kill threat. Even if Shyvana comes mid, like I feel like I can literally just run away from them, so it doesn't really matter too much. So I walk up, and I just try and use my abilities and get the wave out. So I don't actually get it in, but she's really focused on harassing me. She's playing very far forward. So actually, not the greatest thing, but she broke her freeze, so it doesn't really matter. The end result is the same, right? We do miss a little bit of EXP, but we're in a pretty good spot here. So we have a gank coming mid, and so while we can't really help, what we want to do... So Pantheon starts to roam mid here. We don't notice at this point, we notice once he pings. We kind of position diagonally this way so she feels more comfortable next to the brush. And then what we try and do is get her to use E on me. But she's able to get out of it, taking a little bit of harass. However, we are able to capitalize on this and use the gank to our advantage. So I believe we solo kill her, yeah. I don't know why she didn't flash. And at least trade flash for flash, but we're in a great spot in this lane. In the game so far, you know, it's 4-3. In terms of translating this lead, it's kind of hard to push in Mel, but we should be looking to try and, you know, push her in and see if we can roam, because we're very strong right now. Something of note that I've also been doing recently in these AP matchups is I'll go 3 points into Q, and then I'll max E, and I go triple tonic. The reason I do it like this is because your Q secures your early game last hits, and then you can still, because of the extra point from triple tonic, you can still get E maxed out by level 9, so you have wave clear. So this is a potentially game-losing mistake. So what happens here is I try and come up and help my Pantheon, because he's fighting the jungler and I have a little bit of priority in mid, the wave's pushing towards me now. And what ends up happening is Pantheon just dies. I kind of abandon him here. The reason I do this is because I didn't know Tryndamere had ult. If Tryndamere has, whether or not Tryndamere has ult, Tryndamere doesn't have ult there, we double kill him, or he double kills us. Even without ult, it's a little bit dicey. So I don't know. I think this is just a bad fight to go for. Once she disengages, I should probably just be pinging him off. And the reason I think this is a bad fight to go for is the Tryndamere is in a much better spot than he is, and Tryndamere as a champion is very good into me. We also have Mel here. Our jungler is like down here doing his red buff. So we're just on completely different pages. Even if we do commit to this fight, this is at best a 2v3. And so the result of that play is we burn our flash, we have to base, our Pantheon dies, and then afterwards our Trundle goes to contest Grubs 2v4 with the Janna. Now I should have aggressively pinged them off and say it's okay, we can just give the Grubs. And then they get super ahead off that. So the game went from completely manageable to everything's in a really good spot to like completely exploded in the span of about 30 seconds, honestly. Okay. So this game, I am just going to show this one clip from because this is like the clear point for me to where I threw it. And I made one clear, like, very bad decision. There may have been a couple of other points earlier, but this is like the game-losing mistake. Shout out to Dantis, by the way, going 3 and 9 on the Vayne for me. But what ends up happening here, we're able to catch out Fiddlesticks, and we're able to catch out Annie. So, naturally, I'm like, hey, let's Baron here. Now, I see Yone pushing bot, and so I'm like, hey, these people can handle a 3v2. I go bot. I should TP back to Baron. Because of this. And that's the game-losing mistake. Enough said. So the last game we're going to take a look at here, we're playing Kassadin into Syndra. The only thing that I do differently in terms of runes is, I mean, I alternate between magical footwear and cash back. Generally speaking, if I'm planning on going Merc Treads or something like that, I'll just go magical footwear to make my boots less expensive. Other than that, I'll go cash back, generally speaking. But yeah, this game starts off really good. Our top laner gets a level 1 kill. And the laning phase is pretty chill. It's just me dodging a lot of Syndra's abilities. Generally speaking, the things that you want to avoid against Syndra, so, I mean, A, you don't want to take Qs for free, because if you take Qs for free, you're just going to lose the lane. There's not really much to do about it. You don't want to... Or you want to be cognizant of gank setup, right? So, this game, there's a Pyke and there's a Viego. Viego has really good follow-up. If someone else CCs, it's really hard for him to kind of be the first CC ability, but I mean, Syndra Stun is really easy to land. The other thing, so this is an important adaptation that I've been making. So what I've been noticing here, my jungler cleared top to bot, so she's going to be bot side. I don't know where Viego started. I wasn't paying attention. Didn't see if there was any information regarding that. I don't know if we have any info at this point. But I know my jungler is going to be on this side, so what I'm going to do is go place a ward here. I'm going to lean heavily to this side because that's the side my jungler is going to be on, and then I'm going to try and crash the wave. So like I said earlier, this is like the most awkward part of Kassadin's laning phase, is level 3 to 4, because in a lot of mashups you get pushed in the first 3 waves, and then it bounces out, and then they try and freeze on you, right? So what we do is we place a ward right there. We walk up, and we're just kind of in the situation where we're going to bluff, we're going to trade as much HP as it takes, and get the wave crashed. And we're able to do it, and Viego shows mid right there, so we have that information. I think we just take a base. This is a little bit of an awkward thing that's been happening consistently in some of my games, and it's something I need to be mindful of. So, what's going on right now is... the Syndra's bluffing a recall or a roam. Now, she would want a recall because she has enough gold for Lost Chapter and she's about to hit 6. It's a pretty common point for mage players to recall, right around level 6. And I've also already taken my first base, right? I'm thinking I just want to get 6 ASAP, but what Syndra's able to do here is pretty smart. So she does like a fake recall or a fake roam, and I've been having this happen where what happens basically is they'll fake a recall mid, then they'll go roam bot or something like that off tempo. The way to punish that is to just call the bluff and stay mid, right? Or cancel your base once they show bot so you can punish the roam. But yeah, my Sejuani face checks and actually somehow lives here, which is great. Obviously it sucks she had her Raptors taken, I kind of empathize with that, that sucks. But we're able to just get 6 real quick. And then once we get 6, this lane is much better. Now we stop her base, because we want to keep her in this lane state for as long as possible. She's going to be stronger than me once she gets her base off. It is what it is. She's going to get a better base. So I want to keep her from basing as long as I possibly can. Now because we greeted a little bit too long, Syndra has full priority and she's able to roam with the support into the jungle. This should be something I should ping back until I have my base off. I also didn't see Syndra ulted there, that's pretty good. But yeah, but we TP back to lane. And then, is this where I get goon squatted? No, this is where Pyke comes mid. A lot of Pyke players don't know that you can cancel their Q with Kassadin Q and then just ult away. But yeah, the lane is in a pretty rough spot right now because Syndra was able to get that kill early. So we're basically just trying to slow the game down, try and get as much golden EXP as possible. Okay, this is why you need to be careful in this matchup, because even though you could beat her 1v1, she just has such good gank setup. So what happens here is I go forward for an ulti Q trade, and I get flashed on by Viego, and then he flash W ults me basically, and I'm stuck in lane on 1 HP. Now the other thing that I want to be really careful about is Syndra can just stun Q ult me or something like that. Like I'm definitely dead to one Syndra combo. So I think I just need to take a base here and drop a wave. Oh no, they go bot. So this is kind of what I mean. So she uses her priority mid to go bot. I was a little upset that we died to this, even though that we knew that the Viego was topside and mid had full priority. Probably should have stayed one more wave and then pushed that out so I can at least deny her some CS for taking the roam. But I take a base here. It's not really the end of the world. Okay, so basically what happens is we're able to farm up to Roa. Neeko swaps top to cover Grubs, and our Jhin is basically completely alone, or not Grubs, Herald. Our Jhin's completely alone on this bot tower. Now, this TP was a really dangerous decision, and looking back, I don't think I should have done it. Because I could have just gotten... If Caitlyn trapped on the tower, I could have just gotten completely one-shot. Like, I'm surprised that trap didn't hit me. So now, you know, we're half HP. The thing is, I didn't take that much damage. And they took a lot of damage from the tower. Neeko gets her ult off. And then I see that they're both rooted in 1 HP. We're able to get a double kill there, right? So this is actually something that I think was kind of a big buff to Kassadin, was the bounty change. So even though we're well farmed, I don't know that we necessarily would have gotten a bounty in previous games, but it's a lot easier to bounty farm on Kassadin because of the way the new bounty system works. If you're behind at all, your team can't get bounties, right? Kassadin, just by nature of his champion, your team is more often than not going to be behind in the early game, which makes you ineligible for bounties, and it means the other team only has bounties. What used to happen in the past is a lot of time I would end up with a bounty even though my team is behind, so you have to play completely like a monk basically. You can't make any mistakes. Now, you're a little bit more forgived in terms of killing yourself for bounties. So looking at this situation, there's 700 gold on bounties on Caitlyn and Viego, so I was like, fuck it, my ult's stacked, my flash is up. I'm getting these kills. Even if I die, it's not the end of the world. Now, thankfully, I live here. How I live, I don't know. Oh my god, Pyke flashed that. Right? And then I'm about to get one more kill top. So what happens is I get Malignance. I go push out top. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm pretty sure I can just kill the Syndra. I stack up my ult and I'm playing for top tower. We're able to dodge her stun. And I'm just waiting for cooldowns. And yeah. So even though we die there, it's definitely worth because we're denying Syndra that whole wave. And guess what? Even though we're the only Fed member of our team, we're well farmed. We don't have a bounty. Syndra had... I thought she had a bigger bounty. She had a 500 gold bounty. Then a 450, 350, 200. Oh my gosh. So bounties go away? So the reason I went for this play is because I thought she had a giant-ass bounty. Let me see. Is that just like a spectator bug, or did her bounty disappear? Bruh. Oh my god, her bounty disappeared. Okay, well, it's less worth. It's still technically worth because we deny her this whole wave, and the wave's pushing out towards my team. So, like, it's pretty good. I could have played for the tower, though. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, so this is a little bit of a crazy play. And this is the game-winning play. So what happens is I get chunked, we kill the Pyke, and then our bot lane dies. I don't know how they died. I didn't see what happened. Actually, let's rewind it a little. Alright, so we actually burn both sums on Caitlyn mid lane. And then we go help kill Pyke. And then Neeko face checks their entire team. So I was a little bit scared of getting chased down by Viego, but they went killed Jhin mid, right? I think Viego probably could have chased me there, and I think it was actually a poor decision by him because I was completely out of mana. I have a 550 gold shutdown, and naturally, they're behind. They're like, hey, we just got 2 picks, or it was around Baron. What do? We start Baron, right? I'm a level 16 Kassadin. They don't have anyone who can really tank Baron very well without taking damage, and their ADC is bot lane. This is a really big mistake. So, we're able to just jump Syndra. We jump Viego. I'm trying to... I don't know why Sedge left the pit. I'm trying to hold it for Sedge. I actually didn't even see the Pyke do that in game. But yeah, from this point, the game is pretty done. We're huge. We basically just run it down mid lane and end the game.